Fabulous. Hi everyone. How are you doing? Welcome to the Movement Guild. I'm Antonio, as you probably know, and we are going to go for our fourth, kind of because the whole thing is kind of like a rotating block. And today we're going to just do one of my favorite practices and probably the one that I've been doing the longest, which is Vinyasa Flow yoga. So it's really a lot. We're going to do a beginner's class. And then if you feel like for these 4 classes that we're going to do through the Movement Guild, if you feel like you want to advance and the things are being boring somehow, just relax and breathe, because what is really important in this class and where I'm going to be focusing is not so much advancing in difficulty, but more about like having the really good foundations of yoga. So breath, positions, articulations, joints, and just basically the whole idea of flow. Like it's not really about the position that you get, but more about the way to get there. So yeah, let's just start. If you haven't done anything physical today, then wear a sweater. If you are feeling, can you all see me? Yeah. So I'm gonna just use my block now. You don't have to, but since it's the beginning of the class, hold on. I have one more person here. Hi, Agnes, welcome. You came right on time. We're just gonna start now. So I place my sitting bones. So before I go onto the block, a little bit an advice is to use your hands to place yourself and really place the 2 sitting bones in the block or on the floor. And when you do this, I want you to find a comfortable lotus position. So still the beginning of the class, it should feel comfortable. You place the palms of your hands on the caps of your knees. Close our eyes. Let's just grow our spine, grow the top of our head, and breathe. Let's stay here for 6 breaths to just awaken. Breathe in through your nose, hold, and breathe out. Take this moment to scan your body and to really open your chest. And start being aware of the elasticity of your upper body. So it really grows with the breath upwards, and the breath becomes bigger and bigger each time, and the exhalation matches. Keep your sit bones going down. Imagine that your sit bones are like claws, you know, and they're clawing the floor. So you're really, really feeling grounded and growing from sitting. Last breath. This is the longest. And open your eyes. Notice if there's anything different in the way that you feel or see just by this breath awareness. We're going to do one more breath awareness exercise, and I'm going to get a little bit more closer here now, just so you can see what I'm doing. Open your eyes, and now back to lotus position, and I grab my point finger and my big finger, and I place them on my right nostril. Let's start through the left side. Now I breathe in through my left nostril. I hold for a second, and then I change my hands and I breathe out through the other nostril. Pause, hold, suspend, and out. You can have your eyes open or your eyes closed. Whatever helps you to really focus on your breath. In what could be an eternal function. You could be here forever doing this. All right. Open your eyes. Place your hands in a prayer position. Hands pressing against each other. Let's release 3 Om breaths. And as we do this, we try to set an intention for the practice. So what is the intention? The intention is basically what you want to get out of this practice today. It can really depend every day what it is. And it can be utopian or very precise. But whatever that intention is, figure it out, say it to yourself, and honor that intention with 3 Oms. We're going to use the reverberation of the Om to kind of awake and vibrate our whole body. So, oh. Open your eyes. Set the practice on the floor. Let's start waking up. Just move this a little bit back. Staying here on Lotus Position, we're going to breathe in and twist to your right side. And as you exhale, bow your head. Feel the stretch on the whole left side. Keep breathing, use your hands to stabilize. Sitting bones are still on the floor. Breathe in, come back up. Twist to the other side. And release. Feel the opening going from the last muscle and vertebra of the spine to your hips. Come back. So I'm going to be showing you exercises in a lot of different fronts, but you just stay always on the front that you are. I'm just going to be doing it for clarity. So we're going to start activating our upper body and our full body with a crab pose. So bring your knees, your feet parallel to your hips, sitting, your hip bone, your sitting bones. And now hands are here, they're going behind, and now you inhale and bring your bridge up. Yes. Once you find a comfortable position here, you can drop the head. Keep breathing. Exhale, come down. Let's go again. Keep breathing through your nose. Make your breath loud and strong. Feel here the beginning of the transfer of the weight between the hands, and the feet, and relax. Now we're going to flip we're going to be doing cat-cow pose. This cat-cow is probably my favorite pose from yoga in terms of like its benefits and the level of easiness that you can do it, because it's very, very easy to do and the effects are just amazing. So I'm just going to show you some, the normal one that probably most of you know, and then we're going to do some variations on it also to train dexterity and coordination. So let's go on all fours and tuck your toes on the floor. And you see we keep this parallel line, shoulders to hands, knees to hips. This is kind of our foundation. And our stomach allows, as we pull the stomach a little bit inwards, it allows for our back to be flattened. This is going to be this four position. It's going to be one of our foundations. Press your inner thighs against each other. And now breathe out and curve your upper body and curve your lower body. Now breathe in and try almost to bring your sacrum to touch your head. That's the intention. So we have cat, cow, cat, and cow. This is really a spinal awakening because all of your spine should be working on the curve and in the extension. Use your breath. Very good. Now let's try a variation of this, which I like to call the barrel turns. So what we do is that we're going to send our head to a different point, and we're going to send our head to the left and our hips to the right, and then the head makes it opposite circle than the hips. And we're going to imagine that our upper body is like a wine barrel and the content inside ourselves is wine. And we want to make sure that the wine really goes around and follows the movement of the barrel. Other side. Might be a little bit confusing. Don't worry so much about getting the coordination of it, but more the quality of the movement. And really, so give yourself a massage for this. Since we're here now, let's go to extended cat pose. And we place our chin on the floor. If the chin is not comfortable, you can place your forehead and just send your hips back while your arms are in front, and you really feel this whole part opening. Stomach in to flatten the lower back to protect it. And now grab the right hand, come a little bit up, slide it through the left arm, and open here. Enjoy. Use the left arm to stabilize. Come back. I'll just show you, just twist to show you the other side properly. Come back, slide the left arm through. And just relax. You can have the arm here, here, maybe in a variation, you even have it here with the shoulder roll back. Enjoy the opening. And now, just twist around. And go back to our fours. And I want first to do some weight transfer exercise. So we're going to pass the weight of our body from our feet to our hands and feel the weight being transferred. So it goes front and back, front and back. Don't forget, activate the breath and everything. And the next one, we're going to go to push-up position. So let's stay here a little bit. Let's also transfer the weight back in front here. You'll feel a burning sensation. That's good. It's your organs, your articulations getting warm, your muscles getting juicy. Really go until you find the point. And now, very slow, Let's go down. And let's keep let's keep our chest open and your shoulders rolling back until you reach the floor. Now, keep your hands tucked next to your shoulders. With your in-breath, you roll your shoulders back to a baby cobra. Come back to your force, and now open your knees to the edges of your mat. Bring your toes touching and just go down and enjoy child's pose. Child's pose is especially good for resting in between. So for example, if you feel like at any moment the class is too hard, you can always just go to child's pose and stay here and really try to open and release your hips as you let the weight of gravity do the work. And keep breathing. One more breath here. On the next in-breath, come, bring your hands here. And now tuck your toes. We're going to go to downward facing dog, but I want to do a little preparation for it first. So just hold on for a second, we're going. So basically, I just want you to, before, really stretch your hands as much as you can, place it in a parallel line next to the edges of the mat, and I want you to push with all your fingers inside. And now, take a deep breath, bring your knees together, and send your hips to the sky, and keep having the weight on your hands, opening your hands. And now we're on downward facing dog, our foundation. This is another resting pose that you can always come to. Let's cycle a little bit through to kind of open the hamstrings. There's a position on your elbows that they're rotated outwards, which gives you a possibility then to really support this position from your back, from your shoulders. Keep on breathing here. Keep on cycling through. And now let's slowly keep your hands where they are. Keep your feet walking. And bring hands and feet together. Back. Since we're still in the beginning, keep your knees bent here. And relax your head. And say no with your head and yes to your head. Let the shoulders fall. Your soles are really strong against the floor. Now what we're going to do is that we're going to try to release more. Try to stretch our knees, maybe one by one as possible. We're just gonna enjoy the juiciness here. And if there's any acute pain, bend your knees, relax your head. And feel this concentric force with your heels going to the ground, rooting down, and your hip wanting to go up, sacrum to the sky. From here, we're going to bend our knees and we're going to fly all the way through to mountain pose. I'm going to put this a little bit back. Here we go. And now we open. I'm going to turn to the front so you can see it. You have a little bend. And we're going to bring our palms to the heart center, to the solar plexus. And here we're going to do one hum, which will be the start of our sun salutation. It is just sunset where I am. Maybe where you are is just sunrise. Anywhere, the sun is always there, and we can always depend on him. Basic sun salutation. Here we go. Breathe in. Bring your palms to your heart. Bring them up. Bend your back and swan dive. So for the swan dive, make sure that you keep your shoulders separated and go slow and really imagine the swan getting into the water. Come front. Now let's bend our knees. Let's try to straighten our back by pulling our muscles in and extending towards the back of the room whilst the point of the head goes to the other point, and we're going to try to come to a table position. Breathe out, hands to the floor, and we're going to walk back to push-up position. Breathe in. Let's roll our shoulders back. This time you should open a little bit more. We go to child's pose again, but this time we're keeping the arms here. And mind you, the position where the arms are the same position where they're going to be for downward facing dog. So use the child's pose to open your lower back and to extend, to be familiar with the extension. So let's go back, breathe in, and breathe out, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Shoulders are wide. Extending like wings to the side. Last breath. And now we're gonna, from here, bring the right knee towards the middle, and we pull it back. Hips are straight. Towards the middle, and pull it back. And the last time, put it in between. We let the other knee fall. We untuck the toes. And what is very important here, this is one of the foundations of yoga. Your knee should always be in a relationship of 90 degrees towards your feet, because this is the position where your knee is protected. It's not overbearing, and it's not also hurting your hip. So place your hip, place your knees, and in breath, come up. Really use your legs and your feet. Anchor your hip down. And if you can, really bring it to your heart. And if you're feeling open, you can back bend. Warrior 0. Come back. Let's start with our Vinyasa Flow. So Vinyasa Flow is, simply put, is also a move, a conjunct series of moves, a choreography, you can say, that is the base of Vinyasa Yoga, which is every time we come to a push-up position, we go to down. Now we come up to a full upward facing dog, and then so downward facing dog. So let's do it a couple more times. Just for us to know. Breathe in. And downward facing dog. You can always skip this or do it. If you're anal as me and you like the drill, you really want to do Vinyasa all the time. Bring your left leg up, bring your knee to the middle of your hands. Up and to the middle of your hands. Up, now to the middle, and place the foot in between your hands, knees down, the hips have space. The foot is 90 degrees. You know, only very like magical yogis always hit it right. So that's one of the very big misconceptions. I've been practicing for 12, 13 years. I still need to check my position. Still need to remember all these things. So it's totally normal to adjust. Just keep breathing as you do it. Once you found here your balance, come up and enjoy the opening here of the right quadriceps. Oh, so nice. Come back, sorry. Vinyasa Flow. Mula Langa. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Very good. 3 deep breaths here. Last breath. As you go up, as you breathe in, walk towards your hands. Let's stand here again. Maybe you can feel now a deeper opening. Maybe you're more juicy or flexible than what you were when you started the class. Try it out. Push yourself. But just keep the breath active. And push now a little bit more. And from here, come up to a mountain pose. Back bend. Come down. Close your eyes. What we're going to do now is we're going to make adjustments to our feet. Bring it in. And we continue Sun Salutation. So breathe in. Hands to the chest. Back bend. Send your hips to the front and send them back to Swan Dive. Out. Breathe in. Table pose. Breathe out. Walk to Vinyasa Flow. Mula Langa. The weight on the hands. The movement of the upward facing dog starts in the core and it goes to the shoulders and downward facing dog. Here we go. One breath here. Raise your right leg and now look under your right armpit and open the right hip and let the lower right leg fall. And the weight should be opening even more your side. Use it to open. Now come back and bring it here. We're going to do the same what we did before, but this time we're going to stretch the back leg and lift. We're going to use our toes on the back leg to kind of position ourselves front. We check our knees. When everything is right on the lower body, that's when we can come and bend. Or just stay here. Just keep breathing. Take care of the balance. Come back. Vinyasa Flow. Or go straight to downward facing dog, as you feel like. Left leg comes up, look under your left armpit, open the left groin externally, and let the left lower leg fall. Stretch that goes all from your quadriceps to the other side. Now like a little snake or a gecko, come back here, and we're gonna come to warrior. First, find your position here, find your breath and extend and relax. Come back. Vinyasa Flow. Yeah, knees. Breathe in, jump or walk as you wish. Come to a front bend. Maybe you can see now here that you can interlace your arms in the back. If not, they're fine. Again, say yes, no. Create some space in your vertebrae, in your shoulders, and bend your knees and raise to mountain pose. Bring the arms down and relax. Third round, last round of Sun Salutation. Here we go. Breathe in, go straight to bend. And now, let's bend our knees. Let's go to a chair pose. So, you bend the knees as much as you can, and you bring your hips down as if there's an imaginary chair here. Your arms are in front with your hands, hand palms towards each other to give you balance. Your shoulders are open. I should really feel, we're going to do a little dance move here. As you keep that, imagine that there's like honey in the space, which hinders your movement. And you're just opening and closing your arms, rotating. One more time. Use your breath. And now, on the last one, through the chest and then to the front. Chair table pose. And now jump or walk towards push-up, Vinyasa Flow. Use your hands. All right. So now we're going to raise our right leg. Open it like we did before. Now, let's see. This is optional. Let's see if you can raise the right arm while keeping the foundation on your left side. And now relock the hip and bring it back. We're gonna do here. I'm gonna bring it forward. And now we're gonna go to warrior two. So our back leg opens, our chest opens, our arm opens. We're standing on the side, looking through our big finger, knees here, elegant and proud. Warrior two. Take a moment to land in this pose. Now, take the tree, take the fruit from the tree, put it in the chest. Keep the lower back exactly, the lower body exactly how it was. Hold a lot of your weight on your outside of your left foot. And now come back. And we're gonna, sorry, let me just take off my socks. We're gonna just go back there. So you see, my feet are on the same line. Toes, the ankles are in one line. So I'm here. And now left leg straightens up and arms come back to where they were. And now the arms dive towards the side. And we're gonna do triangle pose. So your left arm goes up. Keep your hips strong, keep the weight on your feet. Hold yourself to your leg or to the floor if you can, and look up. Bend your knee, come down, and Vinyasa Flow. Keep your technique impeccable. Keep your breath strong and loud. And now left leg Open, look under your left armpit. Enjoy the stretching. Maybe your heel, right heel can touch the floor now. And look to your right hand and see if you can hold it here. This happens all the time. Just try again. There's one side that's always better than the other. And like a gecko, bring the foot in between your hands. Come up. And now open to warrior two. Let me change so you can see more clearly if I do it like this here. So I'm low, I'm stable here. The outside of my right foot is giving me a lot of stability. My leg is straight, but there's a difference between having straight legs and locked knees. See, my knee is not locked. I'm not locking the knee. I'm straightening the leg. If you lock the knee, you make it very prone to injuries. There is nothing worse than a knee injury. So chest open to the side. Pick the fruit. Look at it. And put it in the basket. And you see here, everything is opening through the left side. And now, as you come back, you straighten the front leg. Come here. And now, continue in your out breath. And bring your stomach in. Place your hand on your shin, on the floor. Look up, inverted triangle. Now, bend your left knee, turn your leg back, Vinyasa Flow. Shoulders back, upward facing dog. Breathe out, down, facing dog. Last breath here. Walk, 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 walk. Come to front bend. And see here, now let's take a moment to see how more open your body is from the beginning. Do you have more space in your hamstrings? Can you stretch your knees more? Are you sweating? Your temperature go up? Is there space inside of the body? So let's open up, turn to the front so you can see. Let's open up the feet, hip distance apart, keep it bent knees. What we're going to see is like, the motion is like we're picking something here and bringing it there. So we're sweeping the floor with our fingers and we're just twisting our spine. Now, let's open the feet. The feet are like on the edges of the mat. I'm just going to turn to you. We're going to try to go down to Gecko's pose. So, if this is hard for you, you can put your hands here. If you can find a position in which your legs are slightly turned out and you're creating a lot of space in the groin here. And what you're going to do if you find this position for a little bit more added challenge, we're going to press the inside of our knees against our triceps. And we're going to do the opposite thing. So we're going to push the triceps against the knees. And it's this concentric force that gives us an opening for the chest. We can enjoy at the same time that we're sending our sacrum down and down and down. This is my favorite position by far. Really helps with my lower back. All right, come up. Let me just check the time. See how much time we have. Ah, great. We still have 15 minutes. Right on time. So let's stand on the mat. Feet hip distance apart. Grab one foot, the right foot, and you're going to put it on the inside of the left thigh. And the sole of the foot is going to press against the inside of the left thigh while we're trying to stabilize here. Stomach in. Find the point of balance. And if you can stay here on tree pose. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit, you can bend your upper body. And if you're crazy like me, you can try to come to the tip of your toes, which can lead you to fall, which is totally okay. Come out of it, shake your leg. Like imagine that it's like a vibrator. Shaking, shaking, shaking. Now let's do the same. And again, the foundation of our mountain pose here is very important because that's what's going to give the momentum for us to go up, to be able to hold ourselves in tree pose. So breathe in, place it, use your feet, your hands to help you. Create the forces against each other. See how that helps lock the hip, lock the balance of the foot. Place some weight, distribute the weight on your foot. Bring it to prayer. Breathe in. If you want to go a little bit further, just shoulders down and you're fine. This foot is a little bit worse. This is where my famous injury came from. Famous to myself, not that anyone else knows about it. And relax. So now, vibrate the left leg. And let's find a parallel, a comfortable and wide parallel second position. So I will just go through all the positions and you'll see this gets repeated in other classes. So it's good to spend some time. This is first position, hips on the line with the feet. Second position. And then you can have it externally rotated, which is something that we do in ballet. We don't do that so much in yoga. We tend to stay parallel. So let's find an opening that is comfortable for you. And let's just put our hands on our hips here. And we're gonna arch and almost do a swan dive here. We're gonna find a resting spot and we're gonna really see that what we're trying to do with the outside of our feet is that we're trying to tear the mat apart in two. So you use that for the stability of your outside to hold yourself. And you can put your hands in the front, you can put your hands on your shins, put your hands in the back, flex the head, and let it open your groin, relax. One day might be in 5 months, in 5 years, or in 50 years, but I can guarantee you and promise you that one day your head will touch the floor. Period. Come back up as if you are emerging. And now let's close a little bit. The legs, like just pivot it, and we're gonna bend our knees. And what we're gonna do is that we're gonna cross the arms. So right arm on top, left arm goes under, rotate it inside here, bend your knees, and now go to the back. Your shoulders align. We're gonna exchange the arms, bring it to eagle pose. come back up. And we're gonna do handstand preparation from triangle pose. So this is optional. I'm gonna do it on the side so you can see. You don't have to succeed. You probably just have to get the mechanics right of what we're doing. So we're coming here, we have our knees bent, and we place our hands right. So what we're going to do here is like play a little bit, like transfer of the weight. I'm exaggerating a little bit now, but the weight is like swinging. And our arms and chest are open. And with your breath, there's a moment that you come up. Try it on your own a little bit. You can also just try to come here and here. And if you want to try it, you can do it against the wall, which then you will just climb and come to 90 degrees, and then try to send the legs. See it on your own. Find the switch. Yes, that's very nice. Congratulate. Be creative. Be open. And try to let the motion happen naturally. All right, very nice. So this is just to show that yoga is not really about forcing to get somewhere, but just allowing the posture to be perfect, to be exactly where it needs to be, to kind of step into one thing or another, almost like effortlessly. You'll see this happening the more you practice. I want to try another little balance with you. So we're going to go back to our Jeko. And this time, excuse me, this time instead of placing our palms against each other, we're going to continue this concentric force of the knees versus the tricep. You're going to place the hands and you're going to keep pressing. And now I want you to see that you kind of just end up here by raising. It's really stepping into it. Yeah. If you keep the concentric force, the pressure on your knees, keep your hands strong, and give your breath, and then you just find yourself in places. Wow. And come back. Try it a few times for yourself to see. Maybe you can have one leg, two legs. Great. When you're done, let's just go back here to the floor and do some cooling exercises. So we're gonna do it on this side. I'm gonna change, I'm gonna change the position, the direction that I am, but you don't have to. It's just so you see the movement more clearly. So we're gonna do a copper staff boat to finish. So copper pose, stay here, use your arms here in the back to push yourself and flap your knees like butterfly wings, open chest. And from here, you come to staff pose. For those of you that it's difficult to stretch your legs, the block or a book under and staff pose, place your hands towards the back and feet are flexed. So let's do it a couple of times from one to another. So copper pose and staff pose and copper pose and staff pose and copper pose. And now instead of going to staff pose, we're going to simply come to a half bow, roll our sitting bones to the back, palms go up, core holds, belly inside, and collapse on the floor. Bring your right knee towards yourself and bring it over your left side and twist your head looking towards your right arm, your hand. Bring it back. And now the other side. Breath strong. And now, so a slight little piriformis stretch in which we place our left foot on top of the right knee, our left arm under, our right arm outside, and we're going to stretch the piriformis muscle, which is a muscle that passes the hip and connects it to the quadriceps, to the hamstrings. It's a very fine muscle, very deep. This should feel, as you bring your knee, push your knee towards yourself, it should feel very, very nice. You can rock a little bit. You have that extra massage from the floor. And switch sides. Open on the other side. And bring it down. Hold the outside. So I'm going to turn just to show you. The outside of your feet. And just go on a baby cradle position. So the outside of your feet. And you just use the floor here to massage. Just open, unlock, and relax. And now, grab the blanket. We're almost at the end of the class. I'm gonna just set an alarm. And let's go down to corpse pose. So, kind of place the blanket or a sweater on top of you. Kind of can use, I like to use the block on top of my head, just to relax more. And now really let your arms fall to the side, let your legs rotate. Close our eyes. Let the weight of this practice fall. Stay here. For one, just disconnect. Refrain from controlling your breath. Just let it be natural. Let your eyelids be heavy. Let your body be heavy. And let your body harvest the work that it has soiled. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. Wiggle your head. Turn to one side. Slowly, very slowly. And come to the other until you find yourself in a lotus position. Thank you, body, for this practice. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your generosity. And thanks for the time that is most precious than anything else in the world. and so precious and so good that we get to keep it together. Namaste. Yay! I have to run to the toilet, but I'll just be right back if someone wants to say something. Just take 1 minute to breathe, drink some water.
My arms are gonna hurt tomorrow.